So what basically Moggrts are is it's a fancy little control for your animation that you already set up. I can, for example, here write a different text like chapter war, for example, and it automatically updates. I can also write here a different font. Let's say I want like Helvetia bold. It automatically updates. I can also reposition. I can scale. But I can also just change the color if I want. And you can easily import them also in Premiere while you do your editing stuff. And you have the same window like here on the effect control window. So I can just reuse my animation from After Effects quick and easy in Premiere and create my own little nice animation. And bam, it auto updates. So yeah, stay tuned to how to create them. I created here a text animation, which is simple. It just lets in. We have a small scale and some elements are happening here in the background. And to just create out of this a Mogrt, don't go in detail how I animated it, more like how I create a Mogrt now out of it. So I just go on the window, then you go here to Essential Graphics to open this interface here. Then, which is important, is now like you will try to figure out in which comp you did your main animation. In my case, is this title animation Mogrt preview. So I just go here on the primary. So I try to find my essential graphic comp here in this drop down. So in this case, it's my title animation Mogrt preview. I click here. And here I can just simply create a name for my Mogrt. So I will say like title slide, for example. Then I just drag and drop everything that I want to modify here in this window. For my purpose, it would be great to just modify like here the text. So I just unfold here my source text and drag and drop it inside here. Then here obviously you can now just change it how I want. Like for example, I write hello, change hello here. I can also click here on this right window which says edit properties. So I can just enable all, like to enable custom font selection and so on. So now we have actually more properties. For example, I can now change my font title to maybe this one or the font size. So this is already great. Then the next thing is maybe to also change the color of my text layer. So I can, for example, just click here and I made like here a tint effect, and you can just basically drag and drop the tint effect from here in the essential graph, but it doesn't work with the effect control window. You need to click here on effect, then find your tint effect here, and like you need to always find it from the drop down menu and drag and drop it inside. So I can now tint my white color to maybe red, and I can see it now easily adjusted. Yeah, I can also do something different. For example, in my case here, it's a 3D layer. And if I want to maybe reposition my text here in the Mogrt, it will say like error message. But to overcome this, you can easily just create like a null object, create it like in the middle of your text layer, and just parent here the text layer with the null, and make sure it's not connected or not converted into 3D layer, the null objects. And then you can easily then drag and drop it, so you have still the same control to move it around how you wish. And this is a really deal it. Then you can also put the scale value of your null object in there, and you easily already have like all controls you need to adjust how you want. I want to change the color background of this layer here. Then I can just go here in the background, drag and drop here this color attribute. So I just need to open this drop down, check here my color, drag and drop it here. And now I can easily also adjust my color how I wish. So this is really great and efficient to work with this kind of title chapter. After you put everything inside, I would highly suggest you also to name them, so later on you know exactly what the value does. Text font color, text position, text scale, background color. And I can continue as much as I want to adjust. For example, I can also grab this grid here, put it inside if I want to. There's also an option to create like some small folders in here. So I can, instead of add format, I can create add group. Then I can, for example, call it like text text stuff, then I can just select all my text things here and drag and drop them inside here. So it's a bit more sorted if you want to have this kind of workflow. I need to just drag it like this. So I have like here a folder for this and maybe a folder for background. So maybe in this case I can, if I want to, I can also put the small elements if I want to make them adjustable inside. So later on we have also in Premiere like a drop-down menu to fold it up and down. So now we have a cool sorted essential graph. We can also set like a preview window here. We can just say, check here in the timeline, a cool preview window like this one, and press use set poster time. And now we see the picture that I have here in my preview window is fully applied here on the left. Just a small note also, if you, before you export your video template, make sure that you trim your timeline according to how long you want to make your animation. So in my case, I want to make it 7 seconds. So I go here to 7 seconds and press trim comp to 7 seconds. The next step is to just export it as a Mogrt. So I click here the button, export Mogrt. Then it says the project needs to be saved. So after clicking here, export Mogrt, motion graphic template, this fancy window opens afterwards. Then you can just search where you want to save it, for example this, and you can give it a name. I will call it title slide in this case. And then I can also give tags and stuff to find later on my search window, but I just keep it empty in our case, press OK. Then it says, hey, you will use like a font which you may need to install for the later software tools that you want to use it. So I already will use it on the same PC, so it doesn't matter. But be sure if you share MOGRTs with other people, always include the same font file so they can use it also, or else it may not work 100%. So now after I'm done, the file is now created in my folder. It's called .mogrt, and I can now open Premiere Pro or some other tool which support MOGRTs and reuse my template how I want. So in our case here, I have Premiere Pro open and I want to use my Mogrt that I just created in After Effects. So to use it inside Premiere Pro, we need to also open the Essential Graph editor here. So I go on the Windows, check my graphic template here. Now it will open here this fancy window. Then I can just drag and drop my Mogrt that I created before in After Effects inside here. And now, as you can see, it has now this preview window with a short, even preview animation that I've done in After Effects. So now I drag and drop it into my timeline, and as you can see, it fully works. So to edit, for example, the color or my text input here, I just click on the layer, and you should open the effect control window. It's this one over here. And as you can see, we have like always the same attribute like always in Premiere Pro, but also the unique ones that we before had generated in After Effects. So for example, here the text folder and the text input. And here I can now write something else. For example, welcome to the tutorial. And it will automatically update here. I can change the color maybe to like a bit grayish color. I can also go to my background here and change maybe the color to maybe some orange tone like this. Then let's maybe change it to white back, the font. And now you can easily tell and recycle this title animation as much as you want. The great thing is if you use this kind of workflow, you can easily duplicate this layer, Command C, P, and maybe this one can be like chapter, and it will be independent to the first one. So you can see here it's the same template, but chapter 1 is something else. So I can make it maybe purple, and then we have different kind of slides, even though it's the same template. And with this, you can easily reuse this animation as much as you want. So for example, here in After Effects, I can also reuse my previous Mogrt that I just created to export the Premiere file. For example, here I just open a new comp and I can just drag and drop the modified comp that I created before in the timeline. So in this case, here title animation Mogrt preview, and I can reopen this essential graph just to make sure it's the same comp that I highlight here in the primary window. So in this case, title animation Mogrt preview and title animation Mogrt preview. So it's both the same. And I can just click here. I can just click also this one to see like my essential properties with the same folder that I created previously. And I can click directly here, change the colors how I wish. Or I can also open again my essential graph and directly type here my input window, hello, and it automatically updates. So this is a really cool workflow without going always inside the comp itself. Okay, I hope you liked the quick and small tutorial how to create MOGRTs. It's pretty useful, like as you can tell, like in my case, to create like in between slides to always keep the viewer attention and also sort my videos a bit so you can easily find the part that you need to find. And it's really a nice tool to know. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it a lot. If you feel like you want to have future content like this on your feed, feel free to just hit the subscribe button below. You can write comments below to just let me know how you liked it. And if you liked it a lot or you have like suggestions for future videos, just also write them below. I will try to read them all. Happy animating. See you soon in the next video. Bye.